All right, going to be taking a look at CBLI right now, currently at $3.69, a little bit of a support level. You guys coming off of this move over here on yesterday. You guys had an open at $2.05, hitting a high of $4.88. Again, I mean, this is one of those ones, like, if you were looking at it early enough, you could have maybe seen it. I would have been watching it on how tight this Bollinger Band was, just finally starting to get through those moving averages. But again, nothing could have told you what was going to happen here. I'm guessing that something obviously happened with the company, but Joe could probably fill us in a little bit on that. With that being said, you guys left you with a gap down here at that open at $2.05, and that gap of the close over here is going to be $1.56, roughly right around there. There we go. We can pop that in there. So that's going to leave you with a little bit of a gap there. You guys had that move, 100% move yesterday again at that 205 all the way up to that high of $4.88. And then, unfortunately, this is what happens. Over here. Okay, so this, I'm trying to get this closed down. At 480 right there, okay? $4.80, $4.80, I'm sorry. But then you guys opened down here at $4. Think about that, 480 to $4. That's a huge gap down. That's a huge gap down. That's going to tell me one thing. A lot of interest is lost here. I mean, coming off of that, that's a huge drop. 80-cent mark, dropping you guys down. It just is essentially just stabilizing right there around that level. 369 is going to be that support right now. Right now in live time, that support we can actually move down to closer to that low of the day, which was going to be $3.60. Okay, if that breaks, 323 is going to be your next stop. That breaks, you guys will go back down to 205. I'm being serious. It's something I would really watch for here. Again, if this buying pressure and that interest doesn't pick back up, in my personal opinion, it could continue to pull back. So play it safe, play it for what it is. We'll see what Joe has to add as well.
All right, so I pulled up. They had an 8K yesterday, so I pulled it up. I wanted to see what it's pertaining to. They had two press releases, and that's basically why the 8K was in regards to both of them. So it was Cleveland BioLabs announces European Medicines Agency positive opinion regarding the intralimode pediatric investigation plan. So Cleveland BioLabs yesterday announced that the European Medicines Agency has accepted the company's pediatric investigation plan, the PIP, paving the way for submission of marketing authorization application for intralimode as a medical radiation countermeasure. As part of the regulatory process for submitting an MAA in the European Union, pharmaceutical companies are required to provide a PIP outlining their strategy for investigation of the new medicinal product in the pediatric population. As agreed with the EMA, existing CBLI results, when combined with the future non-clinical cell culture experiments and formulation, provide a path toward product labeling for children. The future work to be performed as part of the PIP can be deferred until after an MAA submission. So let's see. Yakov Kogan, Chief Executive Officer, commented, "We are excited to have received a positive opinion from the EMA on our PIP. In addition, we have held a series of encouraging meetings with the EMA concerning our MAA submission. We look forward to continue our discussions with the agency as we move forward with the MAA. The next step is for CBLI to complete the MAA submission and have the documentation validated and accepted for evaluation by the EMA. Validation typically occurs approximately 30 days after submission. Thereafter, further interactions with the EMA must occur during the review process. CBLI will provide updates regarding the MAA process." So then that was the one press release, but they had two yesterday. So the other one was Cleveland BioLabs Incorporated yesterday announced that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has completed its review of a side-by-side analytic comparison of two formulations of intralimode. The FDA agreed with CBLI that these data indicate the in vitro analytic comparability of the formulations based on the outcome of its review. The FDA has provided CBLI with its consent for initiation of an in vivo biocomparability study of these formulations in non-human primates. The objective of the in vivo biocompatibility study is to compare the historical drug formulation used in prior non-clinical and clinical studies versus the to-be-marketed drug formulation of entolimod submitted for approval under CBLI's application for pre-emergency use authorization. Entolimod is a novel-based, broad-spectrum investigational drug being developed to mitigate the life-threatening consequences of a radiological or nuclear attack. We are excited to have received agreement from the FDA to commence in the in vivo biocompatibility study, continued Yakov Kogan, PhD, MBA, Chief Executive Officer. Following the completion of the in vivo study, the discussion of the submitted study results with the FDA, we expect the agency to resume the review of our pre-EUA dossier. The planned biocompatibility study is funded by the Department of Defense Joint Warfighter Medical Research Program contract award, and they get the number, to CBLI. The DoD JWMRP contract is valued at up to $9.2 million and supports further developments of entolimod as medical radiation countermeasure. So that's that. So them are the two latest press releases on these guys. They're traded on the NASDAQ, and obviously there's a lot more due diligence to be had. But I mean, they have two different things going on with two different, like the European one is more of like the other FDA. It's like an FDA but over in Europe, like that thing. So they have two different studies going through and everything else. So if you have an opinion or you're looking to do more due diligence, just go right over to that CBLI board. And there you'll see the company profile, the time and sales, the recent news, the filings, the financials, the buy rating. As always, if you have an opinion, feel free to share it with the tens of thousands of like-minded investors that we have using the site daily by posting right over there on that CBLI board.
And that's what we're looking at right here. This is what Joe is just talking about, the recent news, filings, financials, all right here at your fingertips, especially the time and sales, where you get the time, price, and volume of each trade. Available over here on Investors Hangout, completely free. The recent news is also a great tool to pick up all the news. Open them all up right there at your fingertips. Talk about a fast way of checking out all the news. So again, with the chart right now, you guys pulling back $3.78. I said watch at 374. Buying has really slowed here in my opinion. Support at 360, 323, and 205, and 156. Gap at 205 and 156. Resistance at 480. Hopefully it stabilizes around this area, maybe around the 350. But there is a gap there. We'll see on how this one plays out. I would wait for now and watch and wait for this one to level out. And then once it levels out, it could start moving off of that. But off of that big gain there, I think that's what you're seeing going on now. CBLI, make sure you check out Investors Hangout. And investorshangout.com/live is where you would go to join our next live show.